Yo, what's up, September 24? Hope you're good today. Gus is good. Sun's still up. Jesus still on the throne. Chaos is still for sale. Hope you're well. Was reading my Bible and Proverbs 23 yesterday, and it said this. It said, always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. That was verse 17. And, in the middle of this first word where I'm consciously trying to make the very first thing of every part of my day marked with the presence of God. Not turn on my phone, not turn on my email, but really stop and center myself every day. And it has been rocking my world because chaos continues to rage around me, and I'm finding everywhere I go, the chaos actually gets out of my way because the peace of heaven is with me. So I've been on campus a lot, quite a few interactions around the office, around my house. But I was reading that text yesterday. It says, always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. And I was actually getting quite convicted, specifically around the election, 40 days. And this thought came up, regardless of where you're at on the political spectrum, but with both Trump and Biden, I find myself getting almost warped, where I have a perception of these two men, which, right or wrong, regardless, I'm finding myself being influenced by my perception of them, as opposed to the reality that they're made in the image of God. And as I work that through, I'm basically finding I'm getting more caught up in, kind of some political ideology than I am in the fear of the Lord and honoring people for the Spirit of God in them, or the fact that they're made in the image of God and treating them accordingly. And then by proxy, how I pray for them or how I don't pray for them is directly impacted by, essentially what I think about them. And so for Trump, it's praying, for just increased wisdom, fear of the Lord for him. Do I do that? And then with Senator Biden, it's like, do I actually pray for his mental health? Do I pray for the fear of the Lord over him as he's, vying for arguably one of the most influential positions in the world? And I think I'm feeling pretty sober because I'm realizing I don't. And my Americanness is getting in the way of the fear of the Lord. Because as a son of God, I'm called to walk with him and rule, take care of everything, in my surrounding, in my jurisdiction, based on that reality. And when I allow things like, information about a presidential candidate, about COVID, about, school online or not, I get caught up in this information where it steals me from my position as a son of God, bringing the kingdom. Then the fear of the Lord goes out the window, and I essentially just become another dude trying to determine right and wrong, which that tree we're never supposed to actually eat from. Genesis 2, right? God told Adam and Eve not to eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, but to walk with him and rule the world. So anyways, I want to put that out there and really challenge you, friends, especially if you're a Christian, not only to engage, obviously this first word thing, getting into the presence of God every day, but kind of look at yourself and ask if you're allowing information to warp your perspective of political candidates, of governing authorities. This could be anything from, a school board to a senator to a local mayor to a presidential candidate to California as a whole. And if that information is causing you to not function in your position as a man or woman of God, then I would suggest that you are not zealous for the fear of the Lord, but rather zealous for your own information. Zealous to understand right and wrong. So, at least that's what's happened in my life. That may or may not be happening in your life, but thought I would share because I'm getting pretty fired up. I feel pretty concerned at the amount of people inside of church that are not connecting to God every day. And so to do what He's called us to do, to step into the work that He's laid out before us, step into the chaos of 2020 is absolutely impossible. But we're still responsible before God to walk with Him and do it. So, to do that on your own strength, I don't think that's going to end well for us. Anywho, Proverbs 23:17. We got 40 days till the election. Pray for some of the political unrest. There's riots still going on in different cities. I know Lexington's blowing up right now. So just pray for the fear of the Lord, man. Pray for wisdom. Pray that the church would rise up and not take stands, but bring the kingdom. That we would see people rightly as made in the image of God and not get caught up in their behavior. All right, I think that's all I got today. I hope you have a fantastic day. Be zealous for the fear of the Lord. We'll see you around the internet.